Hello dear students. Students, as you all know that we have already started the chapter Food, Health and Hygiene. In the previous class, we have discussed about the food and nutrition and the different types of nutrients present in our body. Okay. Now in the today's class, we will discuss the next topic of this chapter. So let us start today's class. So the first topic of this chapter is the importance of water. Now students, you all know that water is very important for all of us. All the living organisms require water for their survival. Students, do you know that the 70% of our body weight is due to the water only? Now from this you have got an idea about it, how important water is for all of us. Now let us know what are the importance of this water in our body, or what is the role that water actually plays in our body. The first one is that water helps to absorb the nutrition from our food that we are taking. Okay, now it absorbs the nutrients from the food and it circulates the nutrients to the different cells of our body with the help of blood. The blood which is present in our body contains lots of water, which carries the nutrition as well as the oxygen to different cells of our body. Okay, at the same time, if there is a deficiency of water in our body, the cells becomes die and they stop working. So water is very important for us. The second point is that the water helps to maintain the temperature of our body. Now how is it possible? See students, you might have seen that during summer your body sweats a lot. And due to sweating, after sweating, if you touch your body or skin, you feel cool. Okay, we know that evaporation causes cooling. And in the same way, when there is a loss of water from your body due to evaporation or due to sweating, your body gets cooled down. In this way, the water helps to maintaining the temperature of our body with the outside. Okay. The third point is that water helps to remove the waste product from our body. Okay, so these are some important points or importance of water in our body. Now students, we all know that we lose water by the help through the respiration, through digestion, okay, and through sweating. And it is very important for us to rehydrate our body by taking the sufficient amount of water, which may be either from food, fruits, vegetables and different fluids. It's not necessary that you are always taking the water to maintain the fluid level in your body. We can also take the fruits, vegetables and different juices. Okay, we can also take the milk. They all fulfill the requirement of water in our body. Okay, now the question arises that how much water is sufficient for all of us? See, the amount of water that we have to take, it depends on few things like your age, your health, your body's size, okay, and the temperature or the weather condition where you are staying and the physical activity that you are doing. So all these factors are responsible for taking the amount of water. Okay, normally we have to take 8 to 10 glasses of water every day to fulfill the water requirement in our body. Here in this figure you can see that all different organs of our body needs water. You can see the brain, it also needs 75% of water. Similarly lungs, it needs 90% of water. So the different organs of our body needs water in sufficient amount to perform their function properly. Okay, so water is all total very important for us. We can stay without food for about 3 to 4 weeks, but we cannot stay without water even for 2 or 3 days. So from this you have got an idea that how important is water for all of us, right? So for the next time you will drink at least 8 to 10 glasses of water every day. Okay. Now let us see what is next. The next is roughage. Now what is this roughage? See students, the roughage is the portion of the part of the plant which cannot be digested by our body. The part of the plant or the portion of the plant food which cannot be digested by our body, just like the whole grains, seeds, nuts, vegetables and fruits. The part of the food which cannot be digested by our system, we call that food as roughage. Now these roughage do not provide any nutrition to our body, just like water, but still it plays a very important role for the removal of undigested food from our body and keep our digestive system clean and healthy. Okay, so here some examples of roughage are given, like whole grains like wheat, barley, bran, and some outer skin of fruits and vegetables. Okay, so this is about roughage. Now let us see the next. Okay, the next is the balanced diet. Now this is again very important. What is this balanced diet? See students, balanced diet is a diet which contain all type of nutrients like carbohydrate, proteins, fats, vitamins, minerals. It also includes the roughage and water in appropriate or right amount. This kind of a meal or diet is called as balanced diet, in which there is an equal amount or there is an appropriate amount of all kind of nutrients. Okay, now why this balanced diet is important for us? Balanced diet is very important for us or for our body, because it makes us free from the infection, diseases or illness. If we are not taking the balanced diet, our body will become more prone to the diseases, infection and other things. Okay, so in order to have a proper health or proper growth and development, we must have to take the balanced diet. Okay, here a figure is shown in which the food pyramid is given. You can see here that different nutritional foods are given there. Okay, the first you can see the lower one, that is the grains, then vegetables and fruits, like the other one is the milk and meat, fish, egg, and at the top the fat, oils, sugar and salt, that we have to take in the lesser amount. Okay, now the one which we have to take in the large quantity is the vegetables and the grains, which are good for your health. So this all includes the balanced diet. Okay. Okay, the next is the diseases. Diseases are the illness or the sickness with specific well-defined symptoms that affects a person. Okay, whenever we are ill, we are having different types of symptoms that shows that we are suffering from a particular or any kind of diseases. Okay, now diseases are of different type that we will learn in the next class, but before that I would like to tell you about the deficiency diseases. Deficiency diseases are those diseases which are caused due to the lack or deficiency of certain vitamins or minerals in our body. Okay, deficiency means lacking of something. Okay, now if in our body there is a lack or deficiency of some vitamins and minerals, we call, and due to that if we are suffering from any kind of disorderness or sickness, we call it as a deficiency diseases. Right, so the next slide we will see some vitamins and minerals deficiency diseases. Okay, so here I have shown you the diseases which are caused due to the deficiency of vitamins and minerals. Now let us see what are those. See, in the first column it is given the name of vitamin, then the deficiency diseases or the disorderness, and at the last column it is given the symptoms. What are symptoms? Symptoms are the like if we are suffering from any diseases, how can we know that we are suffering from this particular diseases? It is known by the symptoms. So first is the vitamin A. If any person is having a deficiency of vitamin A in its body, then what the deficiency diseases that person is having? He or she will suffering from a disease called as night blindness or the loss of vision. Okay, now how can we know that we are suffering from the loss of vision or we are having a problem of night blindness? Okay, the symptoms for these diseases are poor vision, loss of vision in darkness, and sometimes there is a complete loss of vision. Okay, now the second is vitamin B. Now the deficiency disease caused by this vitamin is beriberi. Okay, now what are the symptoms? Main symptoms are that the person is having a weaker muscles and a very little energy to do work. Okay, so here these are the symptoms. Okay. The next one is the vitamin C, which is the deficiency disease is scurvy. If any person is having the deficiency of vitamin C in his body, then the person is suffering from a disease called scurvy. Now, what are the symptoms of these diseases? Students, if a person is having a disorder, scurvy, then the symptoms for these diseases are bleeding gums. The blood comes out from your gums and the wounds are taking longer time to heal. If there's any wound in our body, then it will take longer time to get healed. Okay, so these are the symptoms of scurvy. Similarly, vitamin D. Deficiency disease caused by vitamin D is rickets. Now, what are the symptoms for this disease? Bones become soft and bent, or we can say there's a deformation of bones. Okay, the bones of the legs become completely bent. The person is not able to stand properly, even not able to walk, move. Okay, so these are the symptoms. Now, if we are talking about the minerals, the next is calcium. If there is a deficiency of calcium in our body, then we will suffer from a disease called there is a defect in bone and tooth decay. Okay, the bones of our body get weakened and the decaying of tooth takes place, right? Now the symptoms, again, weak bones, tooth decay. These are some of the symptoms. The next is iodine. Iodine, if a person is having a lack of iodine in his body, then the person is suffering from a disease called goiter. Okay, now what happens in this disease? The glands in the neck appears swollen. In this part of the hair, or like the glands here, it gets swollen out. Okay, and there's a mental disability occurs in the children. Okay, the next one is the iron. Deficiency of iron causes a disease called anemia. And a person, if having this disease, he will suffer from weakness. Okay, is not able to stand, not able to walk properly. So these are the symptoms of anemia. Let's see what are the sources of these vitamins and minerals. From where we will get the food which contains vitamins and minerals. Here are the food or the sources. The first one is the vitamin A. Now, vitamin A is mainly found in the food like cheese, carrot, fish, green leafy vegetables, okay, milk. And vitamin B sources are the whole grains, fish, pulses, nuts, etc. Right? Vitamin C are generally found in the citrus fruit like lemon, tomato, orange, okay, berries. Okay, now vitamin D. Vitamin D, which is very important for your bones. The sources of the food are salmon, fish, beef, liver, eggs, milk again, right? Now, the next one is the calcium, very important for your bone. Now, the sources of the food here are milk, cheese, okay, nuts, iron. Okay, now if you are talking about iron, the sources of food here are the pulses, green leafy vegetables, red meat, nuts, etc. Okay, now student, here I am having one question for you. You have to tell me that what is the natural source of vitamin D. Again, I am repeating my question. You have to tell me that what is the natural source of vitamin D. You have to write your answer in the comment section. Just below my video, there is a comment section, and in that you have to write your answer. Let us see how many of you gave the correct answer. Okay. Okay, so now this is the quiz time for you. You have to see the video and all the answers of this question will get in the videos only. Okay, after seeing the video, here some questions are given. You have to answer all these questions and write in your notebook. Okay, so students, this is all for today's class. In the next class, we will start the next topic, disease and its time. Okay, so I hope the topics are clear to you. If you are having any doubt, you can ask me. Okay, thank you students.